Scott here with just a brief overview to set the agenda for our 2 days on the EQI 2.0 and EQ 360 certification training program, which is happening soon. First of all, my big invitation for you is come along and enjoy yourself. Come along and relax. Come along and take time to think. Make copious amounts of notes, of course, as we go, but just come and enjoy yourself. There is lots of learning to do on day one especially, and it can be quite tiring and a little bit not overwhelming, but a lot to think about. Just relax into it and you'll not just enjoy the learning more, you'll learn more easily too. So let's take a look at the first day's agenda. On day one in the morning, we're going to be exploring the EQI model, what it is, the 15 competencies. I'll be asking you for definitions of the competencies and your understanding of them. I'll also be asking you about the high and low scores. In terms of low scores are often deemed by the participant as, oh my goodness, this is a weakness, I need to work on this. Not necessarily. And also high scores on page 3 of the client report, for example, the overview of results, you say, well, I'm very assertive, that's a good thing, I'm very socially responsible. But high scores also come with a potential double-edged as well. We'll be exploring those. This is really important to understand because it will also help you remove any potential bias from your analysis of the reports that you'll be analysing on day 1 too. So then we're on to report analysis. I will take you through an EQI 2.0 workplace report, a client report, and also a coach report. These have been covered in your online learning modules anyway, but we'll go into more detail and I will let you know what I look for when I'm doing the analysis. Then we'll do a Q&A on that aspect of it. That will take us up to about lunchtime. But this is the model, as you know. There's lots to learn about the model and where it can add value, how it can add value, personally for the coachee, professionally for the coachee, and also for the organisation that they work within too. So we're going to go into that in great detail. The key point for day 1 is understanding how to analyse a report, understanding highs and lows, and then in the afternoon after lunch, we'll be looking at swapping reports with one of your fellow learners, the coach report and client report, and you'll pick two competencies from your own report that you would like the coach, your facilitator that you partner with, to analyse and then facilitate a meaningful first feedback discussion with you. We're only going for 2 because if you look at 15, it's going to get so overwhelming it'll take 10 days. So from your own client report, pick 2 competencies that you want to explore with your facilitator coach. Then we'll build that up to 3 as we get on to day 2 as well. The key thing is getting the fundamentals right at the outset, the confidentiality, the exceptions to confidentiality, the knowing that what is shared isn't going to be judged, it's just going to be linked, if relevant, to the report results. And it's really easy to do this. So feedback practice. We're not after perfection, we're after little bits of progress, because it may sometimes feel a little bit alien about, I don't want to get this wrong, what if I say something, Relax into this. Enjoy your learning, and your fellow learner, if you're facilitating the feedback, your fellow learner will give you feedback on how it's helping or how it might be refined. We learn together, we win together, we lose together. I think we're going to win. Then we're going to review the first level of practice and perhaps do some more too. Then it is on to day 2. We'll review day 1. Questions that you might have about your own report, about analysis, and then we're going to go into more practice. So you will be with the same partner for this, and you'll add 2 more competencies. So we're going from 2 to 4. Quite an increase, but as you've learned from day 1, it becomes easier, or at least less difficult, to do this. And also, even when you're exploring 2 competencies, you'll begin to think that others are getting mentioned without the other person perhaps knowing. So we're not going to restrict learning to Here's 2, now it's an exam. Let's go from 2 to 3 to 4, and so your learning evolves and it becomes even easier and more enjoyable for you to do this analysis and feedback. There are certain language patterns that I invite you to steer clear of, which I'll share with you. There's certain language patterns I invite you to consider, but don't replace your own good judgment with my independent perspective. We're also going to look at the EQ 360 reports. So the EQI 2.0 is the individual, one-to-one. The EQ report. The EQ 360 is where there are a series of raters, a number of raters to provide feedback. This is only a small part of certification, but this is why you're getting 2 certifications rather than just 1. And I'll do some other videos for you to explore too. Then we're going to have a look at the multi-health systems portal that you will get access to when you've successfully completed your exam, and that gives you access to a number of case studies, and this is where you produce reports, and everything that you need is in there, and a library of resources as well. We'll take a look at that. This portal becomes available to you when you've chosen a distributor for your tokens. And also we'll be doing a little bit of exam prep. Now, this is, you have 2 hours to complete the exam, which usually takes about an hour for many people. And you will have everything you need to pass the exam in the online learning modules, in the EQ Edge book, in your own client and coach reports, and also we'll be exploring other aspects too. So come along and enjoy yourselves is my invitation. It's an immersive, enjoyable 2 days. Let's enjoy it together. Any questions you have, just ask them. If you're already certified, qualified in other psychometric tools, please, for these 2 days, let's not mention those because they're completely unrelated to this certification. And we don't want to muddy the waters with other assessments that have their own value. Let's focus on EQI 2.0 and EQ 360 and go from there. So I look forward to seeing you at the event very soon, and enjoy the rest of your day.